Hello, I'm Dr. Matthew LeBlanc. This is my sample video reel. Thank you for taking the time to watch it, and I hope you enjoy it. This first sample is taken from a short film I created as my final project of my graduate video ethnography seminar. It was presented at the Southern Sociological Society's conference held in New Orleans in 2012. It should be noted that I shot all the footage and edited it as well.
AGRA's approach follows the value chain. Okay. Our investments, we have investments all across the entire value chain. The first program at AGRA was the program for Africa Seed Systems. That program, the main objective is to make available improved seeds and other inputs to smallholder farmers. We have investment in training new crop of breeders. We have investment in seed production, okay, as well with support to start up seed companies all over across Africa. And then we have investment in agro-dealer development, which are people who try to bridge the gap between the seed producers or other input businesses in the cities and smallholder farmers that is located in rural areas. Agro-dealers are small, medium enterprise who are involved in the inputs trade.
These next samples come from the Women of the Storm documentary. This film was developed by my mentor, Dr. Wesley Shrum, and shown February 2015 at Britannia Theater. Although most of the film was edited by Dr. Shrum, the selects you are about to see were edited by me and ended up making it into the final cut.
What an awesome sight for us Southern ladies to be here in front of the Capitol.
This is not a gender issue.
This is manners 101. You mess up something, you go clean it up.
The mama ain't happy, nobody's happy.
We urge Congress to pass bipartisan legislation to dedicate 80% of the Deepwater Horizon oil spill fines to a Gulf Coast Restoration Fund.
We say, woo, we're storming the Capitol.
Well, tell me what you're doing now.
Take 80% of whatever the fine is.
Why did you pick 80%?
I cannot tell you exactly how the 80%.
Why wouldn't you have like 80% come back to the federal government, which has incurred so much expense?
Each state has different interests.
You come a few days before we possibly close the government down for lack of money. How does the legislation address distribution from within the states?
They don't. We're not.
It doesn't? So
Not
we have
right
no
now.
guarantee?
This kind of occurrence can happen again.
To be perfectly frank, I would have to ask before I could commit to something, what would be the fair distribution?
We do feel that.
The Senate will be worse than I am on
What's
this.
your advice in terms of getting a bill pushed through?
It's not an easy process. The Founding Fathers didn't want it that way.
When you look at Japan and what happened there, that was a natural disaster that then affected an energy source.
I have to be the devil's advocate. I want to be frank, and I want to.
When are you going to come down to Louisiana
I'd love to
again?
come.
The next samples come from the interviews of former presidents of the Society for the Social Studies of Science. Although I did not shoot these interviews, I did transfer the footage from tape format to digital format, and I exported it into a format that could be used by the 4S web developers.
Ask them, well, in what you saw in this interview, so I should look into the camera now, so in what you saw in this interview, what now is still the same? And my prediction is that what still will be the same is that it's these basic social interactions between human beings that is governing the world, and that is, well, ultimately it's love, but then also its negative side and the fighting and the hatred, but ultimately that is determining the development of science and technology and societies with it. So ask yourself, is that still the case now?
Not to be afraid of existing structures of power. And that goes for universities and disciplines as much as it goes for politics and hegemonies that we don't like.
Do you like my shirt?
The next sample comes from the 2014 and 2015 Hurricane Katrina Destruction Tour that's conducted every year since Katrina by Dr. Shrum. This biannual drive goes through the 17th Street Canal breach, all through Lakeview, into Gentilly, into the Bywater Marigny area, across the Industrial Canal into the lower Ninth Ward, and ending at Chalmette Battlefield. This, along with other local work, is going to be stored in a digital archive at the Louisiana State Museum. Dr. Shrum plans on taking all the years of footage and combining them and showing split-screen images of the changes that have occurred in the flood-ravaged areas. Although he has not yet put this video together, I took a section of the videos I shot in 2014 and 2015 to show a mock-up of what he intends to do. This section of the film shows our drive as we turn off of West End Boulevard and begin heading into the heart of Lakeview. As you can see, even 10 years after the destruction, construction is still happening.